All right, I'm getting myself situated. I've got my hat. I haven't worn a Pirates hat in a while. Well, and in case you're wondering, what the freaking heck am I wearing and why am I putting this thing up in front of me? It's a nice little tie-dye hoodie that I got. I got another one, and it would just happen to be a CSG brand. And what is CSG brand? It's Champ Sports Gear. It's Champ Sports Gear. And in case anyone's wondering, of all these years, there's a lot of people that I still, to this day, just try to wonder, why am I still barking about? I'm really not. You know what? I'm not really barking about the company. Let me get myself situated. Let's throw the intro. And I'm not going to necessarily say let's go to work. Let's just have a little chit chat about my old life. Hit that intro button. And so good to have you guys back in here. Now, I'm probably wondering why would I want to just throw something nasty looking. Number one, first of all, I'm a hoodie freak. I love hoodies, and as I get older, I want to be comfy. Yes, I have a couple suits, I have a couple dress shirts, and all this kind of stuff. Because when you get older, style's not necessarily a part of your life. And Gen Z and millennials will still think, oh, you have to be in style. You have to be somewhat in style. You have to. Well, I got news for you. I was in a style business for almost 20 years in a company that all I ever did was sell and merchandise. And the point was I was supposed to work for the higher ups and work for the home office or have my own spot or be a general manager or work in merchandising or work in whatever departments out of this state. And I said I wasn't necessarily going to do a channel or necessarily do an episode as far as why things didn't work out. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people in not just America, but worldwide that has been with a company for a numerous amount of years with so much loyalty and never get one chip of respect. Not one. And that goes basically, I won't necessarily say everybody has faults. I've done a lot of stupid stuff. In the company, I've done some little knickknacks that probably should not even in any way, shape, or form prevent myself from moving up in the company. Like when you know your music in your freaking shop is awful and you put your own in, yeah, that's kind of a reason. But trust me, there's many people who probably would agree with that. I don't know. It's kind of a hit and miss topic, but there's many people that are like this. When you put so many years into a company, regardless if you were there as a kid or you are there after you graduate and you have your degree and you go off somewhere, if you're not respected for the stuff that you do and how much energy you put into it, trust me when I say they're not in like with you. They're looking for that next guy. Sometimes there's just people that just, sometimes they will just have their say and that's the end of it. You don't ever get to have your say. It's their way or it's no way at all. So it's a very tough subject that I want to throw into because I could do this on a Facebook Live. I could do this on an Instagram or a TikTok or whatever. And then I'll probably have a bunch of people peons and sweats and all bunch of oddballs just say, well, it's still your fault, and well, you should have just done what they said, and I would have never been retail, I would have never done this, I would have never done that, I would have never done. When you have a DM that doesn't respect you, I probably should have gotten out a long time ago, but that was kind of difficult. It was really kind of difficult. Quite honestly, I would say my later years were a little bit better than my earlier years because when you're in your early years, you're learning. You will make mistakes. You will do this, but it's freaking retail. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has to do. It's not even just, how about I wish I could dissect this a little bit more than I could. So I started out in this company in September of 99 and right out of business school. And I was still looking on and off for places for my business school diploma, which I was in computers and data entry. But when I got this offer, and I was working obviously like everybody else part-time, and I was learning the whole thing about working in an actual sporting goods shop. And as I grew and as I got better, I had one of the best bosses in the history of my professional work career. I probably say out of the years that I've ever been in work, he's probably the best boss I ever had. He's now retired. And retired, lives in Florida, and God bless him. I wish him the best. And I have a channel, and if you ever want to, have a thing, I'm here. We can always shoot the what. So, from '99 to 2007, I basically helped run a shop in State College, in the mall in State College called Nittany Mall. And it was a lot of topsy-turvy, a lot of learning the entire aspects of doing windows, merchandising, visual merchandising. I learned it from pretty much a great manager and a great assistant too, who actually was the one who hired me. And I will be very thankful. I'm not going to name names, but this guy, I know he got out of the company a while back as well. And he has his own beef and grievances with it as well. And trust me, no matter how our differences are, I respect this man. And quite honestly, in the long run, first off, I should have probably said this is story time with JJ. But in the essence, he taught me a lot. My bosses also taught me a lot. I've met a lot of great people. I met a lot of great co-workers. Some of them I will never, ever see again. Some I do remember. Some I still have a slight contact with. Some I wish I did, but they've moved on with their lives, and I wish them absolutely nothing but the best for them. I've gone through a lot in State College. I went through a remodel, the old way and the old setup, and they remodeled it. We had to move everything to a little crappy corner jewelry store in the corner of that Nittany Mall. And it was tight. It was very, very, it was awful. It was really awful. Cramming everything in there. We didn't cram everything in there, but try to push that in the back aisles too. And trying to hold that with another store. And it was just awful. It was awful. It was funny in a way too. But when we got the remodel, we moved everything back, and it started really, really smooth. It really was, because I started learning a lot more and doing a lot more certain things. And you always have that boss that just still gets on your nerves sometimes because you did something correctly, and he still gets on you, and he still apologizes for you to this day because he knew you were good. He knew I was good. He knew I was getting better. He knew I was a little bit of a nutcase, but I still did my job. And I miss State College. I miss it over there, but the times have changed, and that mall, which is the Nittany Mall, is in a dying state right now, and it's not going to get into a revival state until there's a new casino built in there, and that's still up in the air with the city of State College and the University of Penn State. So we're still waiting for that to happen. When that happens, businesses return to the mall, and then you're going to have some butt munch win about, $1,400 in blackjack, and they're just going to walk right down to Champs or Foot Locker or whatever's down there and buy the next new pair of Jordans. So my all those years, great years, couldn't stay there all the time because I had my lifestyle. I go there, change at work, or change in a car, change somewhere in a parking lot. And I go out and the State College lifestyle with clubbing and hanging out with friends that I knew, whether they were younger than me or not. State College was a second home to me during that time. And then everybody leaves and you don't know anybody. And it was perfect timing in early 2007. I was told that the city of Altoona was going to get one. So at the time I was in good hands and good talk with my DM. And he said I could go. He said I could take it. But I would be the AM or the MIW, or I would be the second in command. I'm going to tell you right now, from 2007 to 2019. Those are the 12 toughest years of my entire career, not just necessarily career, but my life. Because I know Altoona people and I know certain people on this side have their own way of life. They have their own knowledge. They have their own theories. Everybody, probably more than anybody that even resides in State College, and even if they're not even from there. I was very, very stupid on the first day I met everybody and introduced myself. I was very dumb, very stupid, saying something like, I'm the Found System Messiah or whatever. I'm still to this day very much would wish that I could take that all back. And because there are still people who will still remember me saying that and will hold that to me. And quite honestly, they need to eat a Kit Kat, because I'm kind of over it, and I'm kind of tired of them holding on to that and just throwing that out there. And I know who those people are. They're all over the place, and a couple of them are in Texas. Not that I hate them. I don't wish them harm, but those people do believe sometimes, maybe just a little 1-2% of them, of their brain believes they are better than other people. And I'm just going to fast forward. I really don't have the whole heck of a lot of time to just throw this out to you. But at the same time, I had my fun. I also had my tough times. But when you have a DM that just basically just looks at you and thinks you're still not good enough, you're not a leader, you just become a ball and chain. And then at the end of the day, as it got longer and longer, and all the resumes I put in with the company of wanting to move up and take this job, and I'm willing to take that next step. You just don't. He just never helped me. He never did. And the biggest slap in the face came in 2016 when I ended up having to work for somebody who I helped train. And the DM's words were, and I quote, "You're working for him, and that's it. If you don't like it, find something else to do." And I was ready to leave. I was ready to leave and collect unemployment until the new manager kind of talked me into staying. And I was like, "I'll stay if you give me a raise." Oh, yeah, I got a raise. It wasn't a great one. But for the next 3 years, I literally tried to put more resumes, and my DM would not help me. I tried many years to try to put resumes out for Nike, for many different other places. I was always contemplating going back to school. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And quite honestly, the manager I was working for, he's a good person. He really is. We were friends for a while, and then it just felt weird that that your DM basically tells you with a straight face, he is your boss. You are working for him. There is no second in command, when in reality it is. So I just finally long story short, finally you get that break of all the people you worked with. There's a lot of people that did some stupid things. A lot of people did some very immature things. Hell, I remember doing immature stuff. I'm doing many stuff when you goof off. A lot of people do that when you have a good group of people with you. Heck, I remember one of the worst days was me throwing a freaking McDonald's cheeseburger at somebody. And unfortunately, that was a day that unfortunately I got dumped by an ex-girlfriend. That was on a Sunday. It's just bad things happen. But it's also retail. Happily enough, I'm going to fast forward this. Happily enough, May of 2019, I finally got a job offer, and I'm extremely happy. The person who was my boss was not happy about it, but he understood. In a long sense, retail's tough. It may be easy, but it's really not now, this day and age. Now with the pandemic gone through, still with hit and misses with COVID, and now with everything crazy enough with Amazon and eBay and everybody else, including Walmart and anybody else, retail has changed. This company I used to work for gave up a license, and that was one of my favorite things of doing merchandising, was getting all the jerseys, the tees, the hats, and everything. Putting it all up on a wall and displaying everything was one of the coolest things I ever had to have done. it was so fun to see people come in and walk in. You didn't have to buy anything. You were just seeing everything, seeing everybody coming in. It was so awesome. And I was just telling people, hey, we're getting this, this, and that. I put in a word in for this, this, and that. And we get half of the stuff I put in. But then later on, we got the opportunity to be able to order any team, any player, or whatever that was on a listing. It was in a folder. And then me and a handful of other guys and mastered that trade. And it was, and the excitement kind of got back. And then the company decided to get rid of license, and then Fanatics.com took over the whole system of license, and it became online exclusive, their online exclusive website. And this company, which is affiliated with Foot Locker Incorporated, decided to go straight to pretty much casual lifestyle. And it fits the bill. It's nothing but running. It's no running shoes, no tech running cross training or anything. It is basically old school. Nike, Converse, Adidas, Puma, Champion, Diadora, you name it. The old school stuff was coming back. They're trying to push all the footwear with the branded clothing. And it goes the same way as Adidas and Champion and Nike and North Face or whatever, Timberland, whatever. That was the whole body of work of what the direction was. The pandemic hit and changed everything. And, I walked into a shop before and it just seemed like half the shop is empty. So it is a lot of change. But the biggest thing, and I held this back this entire video, was it's not necessarily just the merchandise you get. You have to deal with people. And in this day and age, people is such a big deal. Do you really want to deal with people every single day? There's people that do that, and it's like clockwork. But when you're in a retail business, sometimes you get the good days. Sometimes you just get blasted for no apparent reason, and you get the occasional Karen every once in a while. I almost got fired for working at State College because some girl decided to return something, and she said something smart ass. I said something back to her, and yeah. I almost got canned because I was sticking up for myself, and you got arrogant millennials thinking they can their $9,000 Gucci belt is more important than buying the shoes that they actually wanted, because maybe that rest of that money's going somewhere where we don't know where it's going. But I'm not mad about it. It's over and done with. Should I thank the person who kept my job? Yeah, I thanked him. It's also over and done with. I will wrap this up real quick because I don't want to make this a long video. I mean, it's already gone so far, but I do still care about a good handful of the people that I used to work with. I do speak with them occasionally, but I will say about 90% of the people that I used to work with, I don't have contact with. And I'd like to keep it that way. Not necessarily in any hate way, shape, or form. It's just for a peace of mind thing. I'd rather pick myself up and move forward. And there has been times where I literally I have been still told to this day to come back part-time. And I've been getting phone calls, voicemails. I've not replied to any of them. So I'm in a better state right now. I'm happy where I'm at right now. No hate toward the company, because the one thing you learn is to not burn bridges. There's a lot of things I learned. There's a lot of bad things and good things that I have done. But in a sense, I believe deep down in my heart of hearts, there was definitely space for me. But a certain DM, which will remain nameless, never respected me. And I don't know what would happen if we would ever see eye to eye again. And quite honestly, I really not really hold my breath till that day, because I want to put myself forward and just continue to do what I'm doing right now. And I don't need to explain what I'm doing right now. It's such a whole different world. But as I'm getting older, something definitely it's helping me continue my life and having something to, not necessarily build an income, but I'm happy where I'm at. And I really don't need to go back. I don't need to. It's not worth it. I still have to deal with a couple people here and there. And I'll also hear from people who I don't have on my Facebook list or in my Instagram list anymore that still think that I'm such a failure, or they want to say something. If they don't, then, I'm not a hard person to find. Say hello. But if you think your life is so much better, then I wish you well. I completely wish everybody who I used to work with that, have their own feelings about me. I wish them well. No disrespect. But I'm happy where I'm at. And you know what? When you get older, you start losing people. And I know there's only maybe a handful that I still keep in touch with, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Snap or TikTok or whatever. I still have contact with them, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So, this was a little bit of a story time, and maybe I'll do a little part 2 down the road. But I wanted to get this one out of here, and we'll just say it's a little part 1 about the old work life for me. And if you'd like to hear more about this, you want to hear more stories, this is what the channel's for. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want to hear more and have more story time. All the help you can bring is much appreciated. And I've been on here long enough. I think I'm going to cut this off. And yeah, you can still buy this hoodie. I'll let you figure out where it was. I'm going to shut this down. The bar is closed. I've done enough. I will see you with Bloody Legends in the next one. And I appreciate you hanging out for a little story time. And I don't think I'll be going back anytime soon. But I am going to shut this thing down. See yous.